it's not just getting an ass whooping, as you put, Nephi. It's you're allowed to beat the slave within an inch of his or her life. If
the slave owner is authorized to.
But Nephi, we're going to let you finish, but you have to let me finish my point, please. This does not say what for any reason. The slave owner can technically do this according to Exodus 21 here. There doesn't have to be a reason. He could just beat the crap out of the person as long as it doesn't die immediately.
That's kind of ridiculous to think that they were just that the Bible states that it's acceptable to just beat the crap out of somebody for no reason. Come on.
But that is what it says, Neff.
No, it doesn't say for no reason. No.
It doesn't say that you need a reason. It just says you can do it.
Another word. That's ridiculous.
That's what it says.
It doesn't say that it's specific. It doesn't outlay what are good and bad reasons for beating the slave.
That doesn't mean that it means for no reason whatsoever. See, that's a ridiculous twisting of the truth. How preposterous.
I have a slave then, and I'm not satisfied with the meal that the slave made for me. So I beat him within an inch of his life. Now, where in the Bible can you tell me that it says that I did that I was wrong for doing this to the slave?
Where in the Bible does it say that it's acceptable to do so without cause?
It doesn't say that it doesn't give me permission to breathe. We're saying, where does it say I have a condemnation of it?
Well, when you show me
it's saying that I'm allowed to do it because I'm allowed to beat the slave.
Then it doesn't be reasonable to believe that the Bible condones the idea that it's acceptable to beat the crap out of somebody without cause.
Well, of course, we don't think so, but that's the point, is there's nothing specific about the cause. It's only about how hard you beat them and how bad their injuries. There's nothing about it. So it's kind of a strange
There's nothing that says you need a justification.
Yeah,
exactly. There is nothing that says you need a justification. It just tells you how hard you can beat them. If it wanted to say you can't beat them unless you have a justification, then surely a divine being would actually have the foresight to put that language in to make it clear.
I find
this is why we have the law written the way it is, so that it's clear.
I find your argument completely absurd and irrational, to be honest with you.
But you've not said why.
Well, can I point out
that the physical punishment, you're not focusing on the most important aspect of this here. In those ancient societies, the continuation of the family was the most important thing. Clan, your family. Now, when you became a slave, you lost the right to have a family. You lost the right to have property. You lost the right to continue your line. And given the choice of sitting in a terrible jail cell for a year or two, being made a slave for life and losing the opportunity
which
to
of you
continue
would
their
rather
family
do that?
line, I think I know which way they would choose. I know which way I would choose.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's obvious.
Pick jail time.
I'm sorry, but I have to point out that this is not the only time that the dichotomy between slavery and imprisonment comes up in the religion.
Maybe
not only that, I would not, if the choice is...
There were provisions for getting out of slavery, like there was actually a slavery time limit or something, but then you could choose to remain a slave if you wanted to.
There's actually a couple of
the worst argument you folks have to make against Christianity. Surely you can come up with something.
There actually are a couple of outs here. I beat my slave.
We could discuss the fruits of atheism as well, if you like.
Well, I'm just saying that I could have
There are no fruits of atheism, Neff.
Certainly there are. There's genocide. There's racism. There's evolutionism.
Neff, the only thing that you can't unite around a disbelief. If you want to call it anything, you can call it rationalism. Right? Rationalism is the belief in actually something.
Or perhaps
yeah, exactly. Stalin wasn't a rationalist, was he?
Was it rational for Joseph Stalin to mass murder people specifically?
Exactly. That's why Stalin wasn't a rationalist.
Right, but
was Stalin motivated by a lack of belief in God to do that stuff?
Communism is an atheist ideology.
No, it isn't.
No. Communism is motivated by the lack of belief in the flying spaghetti monster. It is the thing that unites all of the sick things that ever happen in the world. Is they reject the flying spaghetti monster.
There you go.
Now do you see how absurd it is to actually base actions on the rejection of the existence of something.
Well, there you have it.
Communism may have included atheism, but it was not based on it.
Atheistic ideal. And,
it's not an atheistic ideal, Neff.
It's about free markets and the lack of them. You know, free markets versus centralized markets.
It certainly is. The mass murder of hundreds of millions of people.
Well,
but it wasn't done in the name of atheism. It was done in the name of a political system.
Hold on. How did lacking a belief in God motivate that?
Because communism is an atheistic ideal.
No, it's not.
What? You keep
I'm an atheist, and I'm a fierce anti-communist.
No.
Hold on.
Communism is an idea based upon an extremity of humanism.
That didn't actually. What you said didn't actually answer my question. I want to know how lacking a belief in God motivated them to kill people. It's not about is it an atheist regime or whatever. I'm questioning what about lacking a belief in God and saying, let's go out and kill people.
I just explained it.
No, you haven't just repeated the same assertion over and over again.
Communism is an ideal based upon an extremity of humanism, humanist philosophy.
Absolutely not. It deals with free
rejection of all of deity. It
no,
is.
It deals upon the rejection of free markets.
No.
What is your definition of communism? What could you describe communism for us, please?
Can you tell me what such and such is? Oh,
humanism. You can be a humanist. Like I know
yes, Nev, we
Jewish
can.
Who are humanists.
Well, I mean, it seems like we are talking past each other. So if we ask you to define something, it's because we want to genuinely understand your position.
Yeah. What do you think it
is?
So we're on the same
understand
page.
What communism is? Communism is an idea that human beings are that there should be no society in which human beings have more control over others, and that other people should not have exceeding great wealth while others are impoverished. A sort of liberalist evening out of the line for everyone, so that all people have an equal chance and equal opportunity to survive and not be.
So where do you link that to atheism?
Because it's based upon humanism, and humanism spawns atheism. Atheism spawns humanism.
No, atheism is just the lack of belief in something else. It's not a focus on something different.
Yeah, it doesn't
You realize there are many humanists who are actually theists.
Well, it wouldn't matter if you define atheism as a lack of belief or denial in the belief of. The definition of atheism is a rejection of or denial in the existence of deity. Okay, not what you're trying to say. Atheists play this ridiculous game with trying to label. So
you are an atheist with respect to, say, Allah.
To redefine atheism.
Well, technically, Allah is also Yahweh.
Yeah,
atheists attempt to redefine atheism constantly as agnosticism, and then describe themselves as agnostic while using the label.
Yeah.
You know,
Neff,
but, I mean,
let me just go through a list here, Neff. Do you believe in Zeus?
Well, I believe that the entity one calls Zeus is the same entity found in numerous cultures around the world, and this was inspired by the existence of the angels that got through.
Do you believe in Cthulhu?
So wait, they're basically different aspects of the devil.
I mean, that's Satanism. That's Satanism, that there are many gods, so there are many different names to the one god.
Well, I think we're talking about Zeus. We're talking about a guy on a mountain